Okay, let's get started. We're going to make this wheel. So this is one of the wheels for this differential drive robot. The wheels are attached to these TT motors, and the very most important part for this wheel is this center section here. Notice that it's essentially a circle with two flats that are um, pressed into it or cut into it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go over to the Adafruit, and we need to grab this DC gear motor and take a look. Now there's a couple important points here. So right here, there's the circle, this outer diameter circle for how big this is 5.4. And then the distance across the flats, which is right here, it's 3.7. Those are the two real critical pieces that we need. Right, so in Onshape, I've gone in, I've created my workspace units here in millimeters, so I know that I'm working in millimeters. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to create it on this top plane. And I'm normal to the plane, which means that I'm looking straight down on top of it. So I'm going to grab a circle, and I'm going to start here. I'm going to grab it in the middle, and I'm going to make it more or less about the size. Now, it's a little big, but we can deal with it. We're going to make another one that's going to be the hub, um, and then another circle that's going to come out, and it's going to be the outer diameter of the wheel, which is about 60 millimeters. And then we're going to make the inner edge of the wheel, make that about 55. Now, notice I made all of these circles and just kind of, you know, rounded them about. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to dimension them, right? Now I'm going to make this one about 5.7, a little bit bigger than that diameter, but we want it to be because it's got to fit over it. So we got to make it so it fits over. We're going to make this one about 10. We may come back and change that. Right, this one we know has to be about 60. So you notice how this changed size. That's why I selected this outer one, and I didn't work necessarily from inside to outside. I saw that kind of happen out of the corner of my eye, and I knew I couldn't make this inner one 55 without causing some issues. So that's why I selected that outermost one. So I did these first two inner ones and then did the outer ones. Okay, so now we got to make those two lines in the center. Now there are multiple ways to do this, right? So one of the ways that I'm going to do it is I'm going to make a construction line. I'm going to start this construction line. I'm going to go to here right now. Um, Third time's a charm, so that's how I have to end lines. My escape key doesn't work with the screen recorder, so we're going to take a line again, just a regular line, and we're going to come across here. We're going to make a line, and we're going to escape the line tool. Now we're going to come up here. We're going to mirror. Now we're going to select a mirror line. It tells us what to do. We're going to select this as our mirror line, entity to be mirrored, and notice it created the bottom line. It's kind of important, and I'll show you why. Because when I come in here and I dimension this, I'm going to dimension this as essentially half of that 3.7. So figure 3.8, right? 1.5, 1.9. Sure, let's go with 1.9. Now notice, see how it did it equal on both sides? I like this way because I get that equal dimension and I can adjust if I need to, and I don't have to worry about all kinds of other stuff. So let's trim the top part of this away. We'll trim the bottom part of this away, and that gives us, you can see, the shape. Now what we have to do is do our our spokes. So let's do some spokes. Let's hope this works out. I'm going to come out. I'm going to grab here. And I'm going to make vertical lines. I'm going to escape line. Now, I'm going to mirror this thing. So I'm going to mirror, select a mirror line, select that. So I'm mirroring around this axis. And now what am I going to do? I'm going to take and I got to get this thing to rotate. So I am going to get escape mirror. Now I need to make a circular pattern. So circular pattern tool. Let's find that. Okay. There we go. So we want a circular pattern. All right. So we are going to select this and this, and we are going to change this. Let's leave it at 3. Why not? We can leave this at 3. And then we are going to click OK, and we get our 3 spokes. Yay, we got our 3 spokes. All right, now let's fillet this thing. So now what we've got to do is sketch fillet. So we're going to do a sketch fillet. It's not going to let us. I think because we didn't end our sketch. Oh, we didn't dimension these. That's why. So let's do that. Let's take this and we'll grab these 2. And let's give them a width of 5. Right? Make it nice and easy. Right? So we've got 3 of them. We got the entities. Y. Looks like it should be good. Let's do a sketch fillet now. Can't add a sketch fillet. It doesn't like it. All right. Well, we'll leave that alone for now. What we're going to do is we're going to end this sketch. I think we got pretty much everything we need in this sketch. No, I'm going to edit this sketch again. I'm going to cut a couple things. I'm going to trim this line. We're going to trim this line. And we're going to trim this line. All right, let's do that. Now let's stop the sketch. So, we didn't, as long as we're trimming lines, let's trim this line. So let's go back to our trim tool, select this one, select this one, select this one. All right, so now we've selected our trim tool. Now, whether we should have done that or not, if you want to create a little bit more of a hub in here, you would leave those lines. You might undo those and then make that a little bit longer. But we've already trimmed them out, so we're just going to leave it as is. So we're going to end this sketch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tip this up. Now we're going to extrude this part. So we're going to select this piece to extrude. Now we went to 25 millimeters. We need this to be about 5. Okay. So here we are. We've got ourselves a nice wheel. We've extruded it. I'm going to click OK. Now we can go. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chamfer. Now, 0.7 millimeters. Wow. Usually it says 5. So we're going to come in here and we're going to chamfer this edge at 0.7. Right? Now, it's important to give ourselves a little bit of a chamfer on this edge because it makes it a whole lot easier to get on the motor if there's a chamfered edge. Remember, this is a press fit, so if you can get this thing so that the plastic can kind of expand around that TT motor, you are way better off. So do that. Next, I am going to fillet the outermost edges. I'm going to fillet this top edge, nice 2 millimeter radius. That sounds pretty good. Right? See how it gives us a nice rounded edge with a little flat part of the wheel? I like that. We could have gone 2.5, doesn't matter. I like it with a little flat. So we're going to call that one good. Right? That gives us a wheel. Now I'm perfectly happy here. I have no problems with this wheel at this point, but can't leave things well enough alone. So I'm going to give this a 1 millimeter radius, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab this side. Now notice things are starting to blow up on us, right? So I think as we're interfering with that other fillet edge, that's what's happening. So that may cause us problems later on. We'll see. We'll see if that's going to cause us problems later on. It may not generate. We'll see. We may have to make that a little bit less. So radius, distance, allow edge overflow. See, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it allows it. So we are going to do those top ones. Yeah, see, it crashed out. Didn't like that because it doesn't like that. Let's see. Oh, face blend. I could have used that. Well, all right. Let's make this 0.5 maybe. So we'll try 0.5. Yeah, see, it's getting along nicer with that. So we're gonna go with that. We don't need much. We just want to break the edge a little bit. Anytime you can break the edge on plastic, it's going to work out a little bit better for you. Um, you don't create those creases and those spots. All right, let's live dangerously. Let's grab all of these guys. Let's grab them. So we're going to grab this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge. All of these edges we're going to grab so we can get everything. Yeah, it looks great. Okay. All right. Hit OK. And we have ourselves a printable wheel in that short amount of time. So if we want to 3D print it, go to part 1 and go to export, right? Part Studio 1, we'll call this wheel. There's an STL, binary is fine. We're in millimeters, medium resolution, that's fine. Export, and there it is. There's our STL. We can bring that into Cura. Let's do it. Let's bring it into Cura. Ultimaker Cura 4.13. That's interesting. I thought I had 5.4. Maybe I don't. So we'll pull up Cura. Loading machines. So let's close this out. Should be in downloads right now. All right. Come on, Cura. All right, so here we are in Cura. So we're going to go to File. We know it's in Downloads. Open. There it is. Right? So we are So if we slice it we're on a Ultimaker 2 Plus, that's our printer. We're going to slice it at 0.6. We're going to 100% infill this baby. There's no reason not to. The walls are so thin everywhere, it's not going to matter. Not going to matter. So I'm in the way. So let's hit slice. Right, 22 minutes at 100% infill. So let's go to preview. Let's take a look. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to prepare, and I am going to take off the adhesion, and I'm going to reslice it. And we saved ourselves a minute, but here's what we did do. Is down at the bottom, we don't have that brim anymore, which is not going to get in the way, right? So we got ourselves a perfectly good wheel. It looks like it's all going to print, and so there we go. Save it to disk and print it out. So that's the process. Let me go back. Let's go back. Whoa. All right, let me close out of that. Go back. And all right, there's the wheel.